In today's video, I'm sharing with you some slow morning routine ideas for the winter. Let's get right into it. Okay, friends, before we begin, really quickly, I just want to say I know I have been doing a lot of sit down videos recently, and I really want to do more vloggy types of videos, more videos that I get to take you along the process or take you along wherever I go. I really love seeing other vlogs from other creators, so I would love if you can put your suggestions down in the comment section for what you want to see in terms of vlog types of videos. What do you like to see from your fellow favorite creators? Leave them down below. I would really appreciate your suggestions and ideas because I definitely want to work on that more as we head into the end of the year, into the new year. I also got a new camera that's really good for vlogging. I'm using that camera right now to do this video. But anyway, besides that, I am going to be sitting down in today's video and sharing with you some slow morning routine ideas that are very specific to colder seasons, to winter, things like that. I know we're not technically in winter just yet, but we are certainly experiencing some winter weather, at least where I am. And I think it's a good time to transition into more wintry, cold weathery type of practices because I do think our routines and practices should shift very slightly with the seasons because our needs change, our moods change, all of the things change when seasons change. And if you experience all four seasons, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But if not, it's a really nice way to switch things up every once in a while. So I'm going to jump right into it. And if it starts to get really dark, I apologize. Again, winter weather, I think we're getting some snow. But the first thing, and this reminds me to take a sip of my coffee that's sitting over here, I did make a peppermint mocha. Make coffee and really enjoy the process. Now, you all know that me and my coffee routine, it's a thing. I love my coffee routine. It's my favorite part of my morning routine, and I talk about it all the time, but I don't really emphasize the most important thing about it, right? The most important thing is that I'm enjoying the process. I put my phone down. I don't have any distractions. I'm really leaning into the process of making a cup of coffee from the very start all the way to the very end, and it's truly something that allows you to slow down. And if you're having a hard time slowing down on your own, just simply saying I'm going to slow down and you slow down, this is a really good way to get into that practice because you're doing something, but you're immersing yourself into the experience of that one thing that you're doing as opposed to doing a million things at the same time. I feel like a lot of us do that nowadays, and it's become more of the norm to do a million things at the same time. But this allows you to focus on one thing and focus on something that you probably really love. If you are a viewer of my channel, you probably love a nice cozy warm beverage. It doesn't have to be coffee. It can be tea, it can be cocoa, whatever you want. But the point is really enjoying the process. After you listen to this video, go ahead and make yourself a nice warm cozy beverage and let me know how you feel afterward. Okay, the next thing is to journal with winter specific prompts. Again, things shift, things change over the seasons. So winter specific prompts are not only going to help you think about the time that you're in currently, but it's also a great way to end the year off by shifting some prompts, having a renewed sense of your journal practice, your journal routine if you have one, and if not, these are really great starters. So I actually have prompts to share with you. The first one is a winter gratitude list. This is really going to help people out who struggle during the winter time, and it might be a challenge to actually come up with a list of things that you're grateful for during the winter if you do struggle during this time. But sit with it, have your cup of coffee or whatever it is, and really sit and think about things that you are grateful for during the winter time. Even if you come up with 1 to 3 things, it counts, and it will really put you in a mindset. It will shift your mindset into thinking more positively about this time of year. Oh my gosh, a gust of wind just scared me there. Okay, another prompt is there a winter activity that you've always wanted to try? So that's just a question to yourself. Think about it, ponder on it. You can even have conversations with people that you live with, your friends, whatever it may be, using this prompt. But think of some things that you wanted to do specifically during the wintertime that you've always wanted to try and you haven't done yet. And perhaps this will inspire you to get that thing done this winter. And you have plenty of time because winter didn't even start yet. Okay, the next prompt is what gift can you give yourself this December? I know we are all really focused, at least I am, on getting gifts for other people. Gift giving is like definitely an act of love for me. But we need to remember ourselves for a second here. While it is super nice and great to be gifting others that you love in your life, It's also really important to focus on yourself during this time of year when we feel like we need to give our all to everyone else, and we tend to neglect ourselves a lot during this time of year. Do self-care, do some form of gifting to yourself, perhaps in a way that you don't usually do. I actually encourage you to do that because it will definitely feel like a gift. So try doing that. Start with the prompt and then act upon it afterward. The next prompt is, what positive words can you associate with winter? Another challenging one for people who are not fans of cold weather, of cold seasons. So really sit with this, really think about this. You might even want to pair the first prompt with the winter gratitude list with this one so you can really, really get excited for a time of the year where you don't typically get excited. And then the last prompt I have for you is, how do you or how can you naturally embrace the slower pace of winter? So I feel like, and you let me know if you agree or not, but I feel like during colder seasons when we are indoors and we don't have the hustle and bustle of going to events, hanging out with friends, because typically that's what we do during warmer seasons, just generally speaking, we are a lot more social when it's warmer out because we are out and about. But during the winter time, we are inside. And so it naturally starts to feel like time is moving a lot slower, even if the sun is setting earlier. So, what will you do or what can you do to embrace that? I definitely lean into all things cozy. Cozy is my word for winter every single year, especially because I associate cozy with the holidays as well. So maybe you want to go that route as well. Do some cozy gaming, do some cozy hobbies, get comfy under blankets and have a hot cocoa, things like that. Or you can embrace it in another way. Think about it, think about what interests you, what is important to you, and then take it from there. Again, a lot of these prompts will definitely encourage you and entice you to take action afterward, which is really good and really exciting because you're really actively getting involved with seasonal slow living, which I talk about a ton, so I won't talk about it here. Okay, so those are all of the journaling prompts. The next thing that you can add to your slow morning routine is hydrate. I have a real big problem with this one, honestly, so I put this as a reminder to myself, but also to a reminder to fellow people who don't hydrate that much during the cold season. I go through so much liquids, water in the summertime because, of course, I'm sweating, I'm hot, I'm moving my body a lot, and you get thirsty with that. When we're not moving so much during the cold seasons and we're not out and about as much or sweating as much, we tend to not hydrate enough, and that's not good. It does take a toll on your mental health as well, and you might be wondering, like, why do I feel kind of off? This might be a very simple solution for you, so give it a try. What I like to do is I fill up a bottle, like a Nalgene bottle of water every single morning. I do this all year round, so I definitely do it during this time of year. So I encourage you to fill up a bottle or some sort of vessel full of water and set a goal of finishing it before lunchtime. That will make it pretty easy and accessible to get this goal done, and then before you know it, you're hydrated, you're feeling a lot better. Let me know how that goes. Okay, the next thing is to read 10 pages of a book or one saved article. If you're anything like me, you'll have tons and tons of articles just saved and bookmarked on your phone. Maybe you're not like me, but if you are someone that likes to read articles but you just don't have the time to actually sit down and read them, make this part of your morning routine so you definitely get through those articles. I have a huge range of interests, so reading articles definitely fulfills me in so many ways, especially because I don't get to actively participate in all of my interests, all of my hobbies all the time. It would be impossible. It would take up my entire day, my entire life, which is ideal. But what I can do instead is read an article every single morning, and I would get fulfilled in that way. In the same sense of reading, if you're a big reader and you don't simply get enough time to read in the day, reading 10 pages is a really accessible, easy, and approachable goal to helping you read more. Okay, and then the last thing is body movement. I put this one in here very last minute because I know it's tricky to say that, and I know it's really not so encouraging to tell someone to get up and move their body when everything about cold seasons and everything about the winter just screams not doing anything. Hibernation, sitting, getting cozy, getting on your couch, getting in your bed, and not moving, period. And I get that because I feel that a lot as well. I just talked about how much I like being cozy. But it's going to do you a lot of good, the same way that the hydration is going to do you a lot of good. If you're feeling kind of achy, if you're feeling not so great mentally wise, this may be a simple solution as well. It's not going to be a complete solution, but it is going to help in a little way, I promise you. This is something that I did very recently. I would take morning walks around the block, and while it's cold and while I do have to get bundled up and it's annoying to do all of that first thing in the morning, as soon as I get outside and I start walking a few steps, I immediately feel so good. And when I come back from that walk, I feel so refreshed. I feel so excited. I feel so ready for the day. Now, you don't have to get bundled up and go outside and that be your body movement for the day or for the morning. You can do something else. You can do light yoga, and that's inside. You can definitely be cozy and be inside and do that. Or you can simply do a string of stretches, like a 10-minute stretching session. Get all the areas of your body. It's wild how much we forget and neglect to do stretching. And I like to do this first thing in the morning before I even get off the bed, because if I don't do that, I will feel it later on. So if that's something that's extremely easy and accessible for you to do, like as soon as you wake up, definitely do that. I think it counts. Okay, friends, so those are all of my ideas for a slow morning winter routine. I think I went through about 5 things, but there were a lot of prompts in there. I hope they are helpful. I hope they are inspiring and getting you excited for the cold season if you weren't excited already. And if you are already excited, I'm so glad. I hope these are really nice supplemental things that you can do in your morning routine to really give back to yourself. But thank you so much for hanging out with me today and listening and having a comfy, cozy coffee with me. If you have any other ideas, I would love to hear them in the comment section. But thanks once again, and I will talk to you in next week's video.